According to the Khmer Times, on the evening of October 21, Cambodian police launched an urgent investigation after discovering the severely decomposed body of a Chinese man hidden inside a sack abandoned by the roadside in Dancor district on the outskirts of Phnom Penh. Local residents reported that the sack emitted a strong foul odor, horrifying those who happened to come across it. When they opened the sack, they were shocked to find a human body inside and immediately alerted the authorities. Van Chanchamrun, the secretary of Kong Noi Commune, stated that on the night before the body was found, a car carrying two men had stopped near the scene. The two men were seen carrying a large sack into a roadside forest before driving away. Police believe the victim, estimated to be around 40 years old, may have been murdered several days earlier. An investigator stated that the body was in an advanced state of decomposition with a strong odor, suggesting the victim had likely been killed elsewhere and then dumped in this remote area to conceal the crime. Notably, according to an investigatory source, the case may be linked to online scam operations, a serious issue involving numerous foreign criminal syndicates in Cambodia. Dancor District Police Chief Colonel Chen Zhi reported that the identity of both the victim and the suspects remains unknown. Authorities are reviewing nearby security camera footage to trace the suspect vehicle. The body has been taken to a local pagoda for further forensic examination as the investigation continues. On the same day, October 21, Cambodian police also launched an investigation into the death of a South Korean man found in a hotel room in Sihanoukville. The body of the man, approximately 50 years old, was discovered around 8 p.m. on October 20th, local time. Cambodian authorities immediately notified the South Korean embassy, which sent an official to the scene. Investigators found the victim's passport, phone, and a note believed to be a suicide letter. The embassy dispatched consular staff to assist with the investigation and necessary formalities. While Cambodian police continued to determine the cause of death, South Korean officials stated that they would fully support the victim's family in repatriating the body and funeral arrangements. Korean authorities said it is unlikely that the incident is directly linked to online scam networks in Cambodia, but they have not ruled out any possibilities until the official investigation concludes. According to Jung-on Ilbo, the Unsan City Police Department in South Korea revealed that a large-scale romance scam network operating in Cambodia was led by a married Korean couple. The group ran a sophisticated criminal organization structured like a corporate entity, with separate departments for management, call centers, and money laundering, functioning like a fraud factory. Police reported that the syndicate defrauded victims of approximately 12 billion won, about USD 8.4 million, targeting hundreds of South Koreans. The operations headquarters, located in central Phnom Penh, handled recruitment and planning, while a residential compound in the southern part of the city served as a call center. A complex in western Phnom Penh was used as the primary money laundering hub. The organization was divided into 8 specialized teams, including a management team for training and planning, an HR team for recruitment and supervision, a content production team that created fake investment lecture videos to lure victims, and a reaction team that manipulated YouTube views and comments to build credibility. Remarkably, the group had a TM team, composed mainly of women who used deepfake video calls to communicate with victims directly, while the keyboard team acted as online romantic partners, maintaining long-term relationships to gain trust. The bank book team handled account collection for money laundering, while the laundering team transferred illicit funds through borrowed name accounts and cryptocurrencies. Unsan police stated that a foreign investor financed the entire operation, paying for property rentals and receiving profits as investment returns. Several organized Korean criminal groups also aided the money laundering process in exchange for commissions. The syndicate even trained members on how to respond if arrested, instructing them to use fake names and claim they were deceived or forced into working to avoid prosecution. Since March last year, the perpetrators have targeted South Koreans through chat apps, pretending to form relationships before luring them into fraudulent investment platforms. Victims were directed to fake YouTube channels and investment apps, losing amounts ranging from millions to hundreds of millions of won each. Many victims were homemakers, disabled individuals, or the elderly. To date, authorities have indicted 83 suspects. 56 have been arrested, 36 detained, 27 remain at large, and 14 are on Interpol's Red Notice list. The Korean couple leading the syndicate are currently detained in Cambodia, but their extradition to South Korea has been delayed for 9 months. A few days earlier, South Korean Foreign Minister Jo Yoon announced that 10 South Korean nationals had been arrested by Cambodian police in a crackdown on online scam compounds. 2 additional Koreans identified as victims were rescued. All 12 are expected to be repatriated to South Korea within the week. Minister Jo also revealed that Seoul is tracking 80 missing Korean citizens in Cambodia. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs plans to recruit 40 additional consular officers and implement an early warning system across Southeast Asia to better support citizens in emergencies. The system, operated by the Consular Affairs Bureau, will expand 24-hour monitoring of overseas centers, focusing on combating online fraud in the region. Meanwhile, South Korea's National Police Agency announced it is seeking arrest warrants for 59 of the 64 nationals deported from Cambodia last weekend on suspicion of involvement in online scams. Since around 2015, Chen Zhi has served as chairman of Prince Group, a Cambodian conglomerate engaged in legitimate sectors such as real estate, banking, and consumer services, with operations spanning over 30 countries. However, according to an indictment filed by the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York, Chen and senior executives secretly turned Prince Group into one of Asia's largest transnational criminal organizations. The indictment alleges that Chen's criminal network in Cambodia specifically targeted Vietnamese citizens through professional scam operations. Under Chen's leadership, enormous profits were generated by running forced labor compounds in Cambodia, carrying out crypto investment scams and other fraudulent schemes. Prince Group effectively became the core of Cambodia's online fraud empire, exploiting thousands of trafficked migrant workers forced to work under threats of violence. Court documents show that Chen not only oversaw, but also directly managed these scam compounds, keeping detailed records that exposed the criminal nature of Prince Group. A ledger found in Chen's possession listed the types of fraud carried out in different sections of the group's Chinghong Park complex, specifying which buildings and floors handled particular scams. The fraud categories included Vietnamese order front scams targeting online shoppers in Vietnam, Russian order FR scams for Russian victims, and European and American Chingo scams targeting Western users, and others such as Vietnamese, Chinese, and Taiwanese order schemes focused on e-commerce fraud. Chen and his associates designed these compounds to maximize profit and personally ensured that the infrastructure could reach as many victims as possible. The New York court indictment exposed one of the largest transnational criminal enterprises in Asia, revealing the intersection between a supposedly legitimate corporate front, violent forced labor operations, and high-tech scam networks defrauding billions of U.S. dollars worldwide. These findings not only expose Chen and Prince Group's criminal activities, but also underscore the growing threat of online scam syndicates exploiting victims across Asia, including Vietnam. Although the indictment did not specify the financial losses suffered by Vietnamese victims, a 2024 report by the National Cybersecurity Association showed that online fraud continued to surge, affecting hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese citizens. Based on an online survey of nearly 60,000 participants conducted from November 28 to December 14, roughly 1 in every 220 users, a rate of 0.45%, reported being scammed online. The total estimated losses from online fraud in 2024 reached 18.9 trillion VND. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Justice's files on Chen's network repeatedly mentioned Lubian not merely as a Bitcoin mining company, but as a critical link in a complex money laundering operation. According to DOJ indictments and public records, Lubian, a China-based Bitcoin mining firm, played